Hello. Good morning. Hey, you guys. Welcome. It's Monday. Yes. Monday. Monday. Can't trust that day. Hey, Kathy. Good morning. So, it's Monday morning, and what a beautiful day. Listen to the birds. One of the things that I've noticed is that we've been doing these outside, and there's been really no planes or helicopters or anything when we were kind of more pandemic bound. But they're back, and this one's going to fly right over top of us. He doesn't realize, doesn't he know that we're taping? I just wanted to share that before I read this morning, that when we do the 12 steps, one of the things that happens when in step 1 it tells us we cannot manage our own life. What we don't know is that when we're self-managing, we're living out characters. We're living out personas. We're trying to be something, or we're in character. The alcoholic's in character, but he's not only in character, he's trying to direct the show as well. And so it's hard to see. It really is, because we think, as the alcoholic and the addict, that that's who we are. And a lot of us have assumed the character of less than, not good enough. We're victims. The victim character is actually a very universal character. Many of us have that as part of our persona. I'm a victim, not good enough, and nobody loves me. Those are all part of the nuances of the character often. So it's so essential in step 1 to recognize that we have been playing a role, and that we're attached to it. That we're like, we really believe it's us, and we're damn well not going to let it go, even if it kills us. And, I've been working at this treatment center 3 nights a week, and I get to see the characters, multiple characters, and of course I see myself in all of them. And the trick is to surrender the character. To surrender the character and recognize that the character was most likely crafted out of fear. Just to know that we're driven by 100 forms of fear. And so the character was crafted by others who lived in fear, and we assumed the role. And when we recognize that it's not us, I am not that character, it's a beautiful awakening. Hey, Jim. It's a beautiful awakening to say, okay, I'm not that character. And I've been living that character thinking that's me most of my life. And all of us have, even the non-alcoholic and addict, And I think lots of us have characters that are acceptable. We can manage with that character, and we get to live in suburbia and have reasonably nice lives, and we're not necessarily living in our full potential because we're not present. We haven't learned to be present because our attachment to the character keeps us out of the moment. I know that seems a little thick, but our attachment to the character keeps us from really being here. We know and will defend our role. This is my role. This is what I do. Don't tell me that this is not who I am. And that's the attachment to the character. and it can vary. The character has lots of different nuances, but ultimately, when we surrender the character, recognize we can't manage our own lives, that, you know, the alcoholic is a self-will run riot, is part of the character, and and when we surrender the character, we don't surrender it to a new character. Although often that happens, and the new character becomes the, you know, there's lots of pointing in the 12 steps towards a new character. And we bring in the new character, and we call it God's will as well. We say this is God's will, and it's a beautiful character. It really is. It's you know, we're committed. Our lives become committed to helping others, and still, if we're in that character without being present, it doesn't have, it won't bear a fruit. The fruit that that you know is possible. We won't be in our full potential. So, but if we make this connection with the moment, we really get that we're powerless in each moment, and that you know, our preference is to be here to make a difference. The power that we need to breathe into that character is in this power, in this relationship we have with God. Does that make sense, Trevor? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this relationship we have with God, it brings the power or the life, literally, to be alive into the character, and because we're not, you know, we're just you know, in a way, there is no you or me. We're these roles that we're playing. So we can be here in a role consciously or be here in a role unconsciously. And the beautiful thing about the 12 steps is it helps us to wake up and to be here consciously in connection with this higher power in each moment. It's beautiful. Wow, I'm so grateful for this, you know, working at this place that I work at, because I see myself in all those personas, you know, and our job is to help the men to see themselves. And some of them, it's so deep into it, they say, no, I won't, and they leave. They leave and they go back out into the world. No, I don't, you know, want to see who I am. And anyway, and that's sad, but the truth is that many of us never see. And we live and die in the persona, and that's just the way it is. And when we're extreme in the persona with our own will, it clashes with people. It clashes with everybody around us, and it upsets everybody. And we're like a bull in a china shop when we're extreme with our wanting. I want my way. We're like a child, you know, like 13 years old. So that's the deal. Now, I'm going to read today's reading, the 8th of June. The 8th of June. The 8th of June, where is it? In my little book. I never know what it's going to be. But, you know, I love sharing what, you know, came to this morning, you know, and it's beautiful to be able to share that. And I hope, you know, it's hard for the eye to see the eye, because we think we are our role in the play. You know, Shakespeare said all the men and women are merely players, right? Well, that motherfucker knew, didn't he? Shakespeare. He was like a philosopher. He was ahead of his time. And he wrote his philosophy in plays. Didn't he, Trevor? Yeah, he was an amazing philosopher. Anyway, excuse my language. Sorry, I try not to. My persona likes to swear. All right, here we go. June the 8th. Thought for the day. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. We always get worse, never get better. So what he's saying, when we're in the persona, when we're actually in the disease, we call it a disease, but when we're in that twist in the play, we don't get better. It gets worse. When man keeps, and it's interesting, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. We always get worse, never better. We are never cured. Our alcoholism can only be arrested. No matter how long a man is sober, if he tries liquor again, he's as bad or worse than he ever was. See, the thing with the alcoholic that separates us from the normal drinker is that we do have a physical thing that happens, a physical craving that happens. And so even if we've woken up, even when we realize that we're not, who we thought we were, even if we become much more divine or godlike, drinking is doesn't, for the real alcoholic, sets off a craving in the system, and that's been our experience, and so he's speaking about that. No matter, and lots of times alcoholics think, well, I've been dry for a year or 2 years or 5 years, and so we really kind of almost exaggerate this point in Alcoholics Anonymous because it's tricky. The alcoholic mind says, I deserve a glass of red wine. It's my daughter's birthday or whatever, and it's Christmas and all the family are here and they're all having red wine. I might as well. So we really hammer this one home over and over again that for us, drinking doesn't go well. The ego goes, I got him or her. And it's been shown countless times, millions of times. It says here there are no exceptions to this rule. In the whole history of AA, we can never recapture the good times of the past. They're gone forever. So many of us remember our early drinking days when there were good times. When we came to the end of our drinking days, they weren't good times. Or the good times when we drank were passed in about 6 minutes. Right, Trevor? 6 minutes, 8 minutes, and it was like, oh my gosh. But for us, alcohol had huge promise. The promise was, and it was a spiritual experience as well. We would have a complete psychic change, and we looked for that in the drink, and so often we would go back to drinking because we were dissatisfied with what was happening in our lives, and even if it was underlying and we could hardly see it, so we really have to smash the idea that we are who we thought we are in the old persona, the story I just told. Anyway, so it doesn't work for us to drink or to use, the addict or the alcoholic. Entire abstinence is the recommended path, and for the real alcoholic. What do they call it when they try to give people a program of where they can just use less? They manage their use. No. They do it here, like in some of the provincial programs. They call it harm reduction. And it doesn't work for the real alcoholic, does it?
No.
No.
It sometimes reduces the harm in society, but
yeah. So it's like palliative care. Harm reduction. We're looking for more than harm reduction. We're looking for, happy, joyous, and free. That's what's available. Happy, joyous, and free. Son of a gun. Okay. Meditation for the day. Your life, has been given to you mainly for the purpose of training your soul. Wow. This life we live is not so much for the body as for the soul. Boy, he's going deep. Yes. Men often choose the way of life that best suits the body, not the way that best suits the soul. God wants you to choose the best, what best suits the soul, as well as the body. Accept this belief, and a wonderful molding of the character is the result. So that's what I'm talking about. If we're present and connected with God or our higher power in each moment, we have access to this power, and it's amazing. It puts juice in the roll. It really does. Accept this belief, and a wonderful molding of the character is the result. Reject it, and God's purpose for your life is frustrated, and your spiritual progress is delayed. Your soul is being trained by the good you choose. Thus, the purpose of your life is being accomplished. Wow. Well, I can see in my own personal life how I was being called to do this and more, and I just said no. Nah, wrong number. I think you got the wrong guy. And lots of times I let fear keep me from doing what we're doing now, what's happening, and so I'm on for the ride now. I really get what he's saying, that, and I have totally surrendered. I recognize that I cannot run my own life. That I have to turn it over every day, every moment, and allow God to shine through, and in not some mystical way. It's just a simple, plain fact that we can all be ambassadors of love. I love that. It keeps coming up. Ambassadors of love. God's love. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may choose what is good for my soul. I pray that I may realize God's purpose for my life. Get a little book like this. This is amazing. He has some really nice pieces in here. Sometimes I don't always agree, and or it seems a little harsh, but still, it's very beautiful. Very beautiful. So it has a thought for the day, a meditation for the day, and a prayer for the day. I'm going to read the prayer for the day one more time. I pray that I may choose what is good for my soul. I pray that I may realize God's purpose for my life. So for us to realize God's purpose for our life, we have to wake up to the fact that we've been living in a persona, that we've been shaped or molded by fear, and we've been trying to run life on our terms. And discovering God's purpose is life on life's terms. And we're in the flow. And it's a beautiful place to be. There could be no more beautiful place. Okay. Love you guys. And thanks, for popping in. We're going to put this up on YouTube. Love it if you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we're having some fun over there. It's seems like building that gives us access to it, to share this with more people. So that's it. Love you. Ambassadors of love. Cheers. Bye.